I, 32M, have been living in DB for 1 year and just discovered my wife, 31F, is having an affair. Part 2. To top it all off, she doesn't want me to touch the book she's reading, which I did while she wasn't looking, and never discovered anything suspicious, and one night, I caught her on her phone a few hours after we went to bed. That occurrence motivated me to seek treatment from a therapist, with whom I've now seen for around 8 sessions. It has been quite beneficial for me to have someone to whom I can unload all of my frustrations and pain without fear. By this point, I'm sure most of you who have read thus far are thinking that she's definitely cheating or has raised a slew of red flags, but I didn't believe it. I threw that notion out there, but if you had asked me, I would have said, no, I don't think she would do that. At best, she's simply venting with her friends and utilizing the times they're together to escape from our horrible relationship. Fast forward a few weeks. The movies and see a different movie. I have all my spider senses shooting left and right, but I ignore them and go to the movie. I go home 3 hours later and she hasn't arrived. Shouldn't take more than an hour, right? And I phone her because I saw a large accident on my way home and I'm worried she'll be trapped in traffic or worse, be involved in it. She ignores my phone and texts me back, joking that she'll be home soon since it's not a good time for a girl to be out. I decide to wait by the window, behind the window curtains, to see who this John person is. After about an hour, a vehicle stops in front of our building, as if it's ready to drop someone off, and I think I see my wife in there, but I'm not sure. But they immediately drive away without dropping or picking anybody. Now I'm on high alert and will stay by the window for another 2 hours, till a vehicle stops a little farther down our building and I hear my wife's voice saying things to me We were staying at home for the next weekend and had tickets to watch a movie. I recommend coming on Friday night since she already has arrangements for Saturday afternoon, another surf event with her buddies, and the night, dinner and nightclub or bar with same group of friends. She claims to be exhausted since she had been working late at the workplace for numerous days that week and needed to relax. What do you think? Friday I get home from work and she's already had dinner. Unfortunately, this was fairly common at the time, so no big deal. A few minutes later John calls her and after she says a couple of times that she's tired and doesn't want to leave the house, she gives in and changes into a lovely summer dress and leaves with him. He passed by our building and gave her a lift, saying it would only take an hour or so, stupid as I am, and wounded because when it's time for her to go someplace with me, she's sleepy, but when John calls, she's ready to go. I told her I'd go to early years when we were flirting and on our honeymoon. I can't be certain, but this may be the same vehicle I observed earlier, and in my mind it is / was, and they chose to go for another round of in the car before calling it a night. It was at this time that I changed my mind from she can't be cheating to she may be cheating, but she could also be speaking the truth. She had given me a tale about John needing to talk to her about some critical health problem with his mother, which was why she was late. I just went full she's definitely cheating, gather proof immediately. After talking to someone who had been cheated on and informed me that he had observed this sort of behavior on her unfaithful lover. I'm upset because I finally discovered the proof I was searching for today. I eventually peered at her phone after numerous attempts and having cold feet, either because my conscience told me it was bad or because I was frightened she would catch me. I know it's completely wrong, but I'm happy I did it because now I know who she is. She's been sending him pictures of herself in her underwear in order to get him hungry. Do I need to mention that she never did that with me? That she isn't that kind of person? Oh, and that unexpected Friday night get-together a few weeks ago. It was all planned, and they were looking forward to it. I've had a range of feelings today, from rage to a full-fledged want to kill them both. I dream about hitting the man and revealing the wife's affair to her whole network of family, friends, co-workers, and employer. But I'm a decent person. Could that be the cause for all this? I'm too kind, and as a result, I put up with things I shouldn't because I don't want to upset the wife, and would ordinarily be incapable of such things, and I'm at a loss for what to do next. I know I have to leave as soon as possible, but part of me believes that is just giving them what they want, and I feel I need to fight back in some way. Rather than walking away quietly and leaving them to enjoy their happy lives as if nothing had happened. I'm in a lot of pain right now. Even though I'd been anticipating it for a few weeks, I was completely unprepared for it. For a single second, I believed that if I possessed a miraculous button that could wipe out all people, I would have clicked it without hesitation. To add to the confusion, we have a mutual friend couple getting married in a week, and I don't want to disrupt what should be their perfect moment, which means I can't tell them what I've discovered. They already know about the DB problems and all the ways my wife has been treating me. And I can't tell my parents because we need to go there for the weekend because of our mutual friend's marriage, and I can't make them go through the act of pretense. So I'm trapped pretending to know nothing for a full week with her while simultaneously planning my escape. Fortunately, I'll be seeing my therapist this week, which should help me cope with everything. I'll also attempt to talk with a lawyer to see what options I have. What have I discovered so far? Rely on your intuition. Maintain your limits and never compromise for the purpose of preserving the peace or making your wife happy. It will likely spare you a lot of pain in the long run. Thank you for taking the time to read my rant. You are deserving of a medal. Edit 1. I'd like to thank everyone for their incredible support. I'm sorry I can't respond to most of your comments, private messages, and chats right now, but they give me strength and faith in humanity. Thank you for your kind words. I don't believe I've read all of your comments yet, and I apologize for that. To everyone who has requested for an update, I will provide one once I am through with this. Since I wrote this, I've gathered my troops, which means I've spoken to my friends and close relatives, and I've received nothing but wonderful support from them. Already have a place to live, legal counsel, and an appointment with a professional lawyer, as well as the contact information for another. I collected further information and discovered that they began contacting each other a year ago, just around the time the DB began, and were already flirting in the workplace. Somehow, only a few people at her workplace know that she's married. At least she told him that at some point. Don't know exactly when or in what context because I just saw it in a flash while gathering evidence. But if it was about her then current status, I guess she must have removed her wedding ring every day at work, since she started working there in the second semester of 2017. And of course, they continue to act like rabbits whenever and wherever they have the chance. After the company party on the Saturday night, I made this post. She got a sore hip from the handle of the handbrake of a car. In Europe, those handles are usually between the two front seats. So you can imagine how did she get that? She said yesterday that she would probably go see her female friend, let's call her Jane, for coffee that afternoon, but her friend never responded to her offer, so she didn't go. Do you believe it's a coincidence that John got stranded on a beach someplace with some buddies and couldn't leave that afternoon? I'm looking forward to hearing her reason for returning home late next week's Wednesday. She scheduled a couples massage session for that day, and it's not a surprise she's planned for me, but I think it's a birthday gift for John, whose birthday is September 16th. With all she's been doing, I'm still perplexed as to how she can simply lie in bed, turn, and fall asleep. She doesn't seem to have a conscience, in my opinion. Fortunately, I can now see through her lies. It's sad to learn about all of those things, but I've been able to deal with it, and it reaffirms how great of a person she and he is while also reinforcing my decision to leave on my own terms. I kept a level head, thinking about all the ways I could make them suffer a little fraction of what I'm going through, but these are merely thoughts that enable me to express my fury, hatred, and sorrow. I'm now a man with a mission, to go on my own terms, with my head held high and proud of how I do it. She does not deserve for me to squander my time, energy, or life on petty vengeance. I feel sorry for anybody who gets close to her and thinks she's a nice person. Before you do anything further, including notifying her of her adultery, you should speak with a divorce counsel. The attorney may advise you on whatever actions you should take, particularly in terms of obtaining evidence of infidelity. While evidence of adultery is unlikely to affect the split of marital assets, unless she spends considerable sums of money on her affair partner, you may reside in a state where it is. Yes, I see what you're saying. Although I am not in the United States, and in my country, the cause for the divorce is no longer important as long as there is a demonstrable break in marital relations. Not sure if I translated it right. I know that my first step should be to seek legal counsel and then move from there. Thank you for bringing this to my, and other people's, Notice. Yeah, I saw, and now recalled, that you stated euros rather than dollars in your article. Best wishes. Stay tuned for next part.